Hello, sixth graders. I'm back. It's Mr. Gardell. I'm great to be back with you. I'm sure you're more than thrilled to hear from me again in a video. All right, before we get to learning checkpoint number 6, I want to make sure you understand the roles of different groups of people during the U.S.-Dakota War of 1862. And so you should have read earlier about the government workers, the traders, and the missionaries, and you were asked to explain those roles of the government workers, traders, and missionaries either in a Google Doc or on a separate line sheet of paper. And you can use that Google Doc or line sheet of paper during learning checkpoint number 6 today. Also, you should know the difference between the traditional and farm Dakota. If you need to go back before you complete learning checkpoint number 6, simply go back and watch that short 3.5-minute video from me on the differences between the traditional and farm Dakota. All right, so let's preview for learning checkpoint number 6. What I'm going to do is I'm going to describe one of the roles, okay? What you need to think about, am I describing the traditional Dakota, the farm Dakota, the government workers, the traders, or the missionaries, okay? You'll notice there's an extra answer right here, the voyageurs. Just throw that out, okay? Pretend like it doesn't even exist. So here's my description. Think of what role I'm describing. Number 1, this group of people lived in teepees and bark lodges and kept their sacred rituals and beliefs despite pressure to change. So whom am I describing? I'll give you a few more seconds to think. Yes, that is correct. The correct answer is the letter D as in dog, traditional Dakota. Number 2, this group of people raised livestock, grew crops, and lived in wood or brick homes. Men cut their hair short, and women had their hair pinned up to look like European Americans. Whom am I describing? Remember, we've already used traditional Dakota, and we've already eliminated voyageurs, so you're now down to 4 correct answers. Give you a few more seconds to think about your response. That is also correct. It is letter A, farm Dakota. Number 3, this group of people were responsible for implementing the assimilation policy, which is designed to make the Dakota change their way of life and adapt to the European American way of life. So of the 3 remaining groups or roles of people during the U.S.-Dakota War of 1862, which group was responsible for getting the Dakota to change to be more like the European Americans? I'll give you a few more seconds to think about your response. That is correct. It is letter B, government workers. Number 4, this group of people provided goods to the Dakota, but expected the Dakota to pay back what was owed to the traders when the Dakota received their annuities. An annuity is an annual payment of goods and money the Dakota received from the government in exchange for the Dakota's land, as promised in treaties. One thing I'll point out about this description, sometimes an answer to a question appears within that same question or appears in a different question. So I think I pretty much gave you enough time. You are correct. The correct answer is C, traders. And lastly, this group of people had a goal of convincing the Dakota to give up their spiritual traditions and accept Christianity. Obviously, there's only one left. The correct answer is F, missionaries. Alrighty, sixth graders, that's really what I want you to know about each of these groups of people and the roles that they had within the U.S.-Dakota War of 1862, not only during the war, but before and after the war as well. As always, if you have any questions, please feel free to contact me or your HOA teacher. Take care, sixth graders, and have an amazing day. Bye now.